This is the design of reaction as polarity enslavement. Let's say you are in a situation with which you are participating with another human being, and you within yourself react to the situation and the human being, or just the situation, or just the human being. Realize that in that moment of reaction within yourself, you are enslaved to the situation, you're enslaved to the human being, and you're enslaved to your own participation within the situation and with the human being. In other words, when you react within yourself, you are less than the mind, less than the situation, less than your participation, and less than the human being, and less than the experience of the entirety of the moment. How does that work? Let's say, for instance, you are having dinner with a few colleagues, and you are communicating with each other randomly, verbal diarrhea, as human beings communicate with each other, and all of a sudden you hear a statement made by another human being across the table. In that statement, you react within yourself. It is, for instance, the human being's opinion about the war in Iran and Iraq. And he, for instance, is now supporting the war. And you within yourself go inside, suppressing, almost close to tears, because all your mind is going on about is the children and the inhumane action that is being taken, and it's wrong, and how can people kill each other, and you're just going in, your thoughts running, and you're starting to become emotional, and you're in the process of absolute reaction, and there you start, you express, how dare you support that war? I can't believe you support that war. Look at this. There you go off. Now in that moment of you literally going off, switching to an absolute rage, you are reacting. And in that moment, in reacting, what are you actually doing? You are challenging the other human being's mind. Because realize, all human beings within this world, in this current moment, are mind systems. So, it's mind system versus mind system. This mind system is programmed in such a way to agree with the war. This mind system is programmed to not agree with the war. And now, it's the battles of the mind. And here you go. And in that, both of your mind systems are charging. When inevitably, either one of you really go off. Or one goes, fine, I don't care, and then suppresses. But either way, each mind systems are charged. Now, that is polarity, because you don't agree, positive, he agrees, negative. Or, positive and negative, it doesn't matter. It's two different mind system programs in polarity with a placement which is war, competing and battling against each other. So realize, in that moment when you do this, you are charging this mind system, you're charging your mind system, you're charging the situation, everyone else's mind and thoughts start racing and running because they've got their own opinions and their own thoughts, and then the discussion is completely blown out of proportion. But now realize, how are you enslaved here? You're enslaved because he, or this human being, hit you right in the core of your being. Hitting a point, a reaction within you. And then what is actually coming forth here? Because you're speaking from thoughts, opinions. What's actually coming forth is your mind system. So who you are in this moment is enslaved. By your mind, emotions, thoughts, feelings, you're enslaved by the being because the being's got you. You reacted. In that he's caught you, you've caught the being, and now you're both in a relationship together in that moment, enslaved to each other. Because each of you is assisting and supporting the mind systems, which manifest enslavement of self to the entire situation, the mind, the human being, all the other human beings, and you go off in a frenzy. And in that moment of reaction, if you do not let out your emotions and feelings and turmoils and thoughts in that moment, you either suppress it and then later on will exert it out on something or someone else, because that has to now, that friction that was caused due to the polarity battle between each other, which caused the enslavement of self to the emotions, thoughts, feelings, have to be released, inevitably, in some way or another, because you've now charged up the mind systems. And inevitably will go and release it in some way or another. And then you will spontaneously start another argument, because now you're addicted to starting arguments, because you need to rev yourself up and defend yourself. And then you rev up more and rev up more, have another polarity, friction, experience, enslavement, so that your mind system can just recharge and rejuvenate the whole time. And that's why human beings argue, because they're addicted to it. Thank you very much.